We'll do the minutes from the last meeting of December 8th and approve those if everyone's willing and get that out of the way. Then we'll do an explanation of what may or may not happen tonight. There were some problems with the posting of the meetings minute, posting the agenda. So, okay. December 8th. Has everyone had a chance to at least look at the minutes? And if so, could somebody make a motion to approve or amend those minutes?
I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes.
I will second. Any additions, changes? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Patrick, you alive?
Patrick, is that you on the phone?
He sounds like he's trying to get on, or it looks like.
Patrick,
Muted.
Patrick, are you 292 or the last three letters are 292? If so, you're muted. Or Mark.
No, I should
Sorry,
be.
I
Am
think I was
on?
muted. Yes, I'm 7292.
Okay, thank you.
Patrick, we voted to approve the minutes of the meeting.
That's fine.
All right, that's unanimous. Everybody's there. Okay. Sally, what got posted and what didn't get posted for tonight?
Okay, so what happened was everything was advertised as it's required to be. But the posting did not occur until Monday morning because it didn't go through for what reason, I have no idea. So it's possible that there are people who were looking for the posting and didn't see it, so it was not legally posted. I don't know if anybody here has any objections to going ahead with the meeting. We have one new, we have only one new hearing, which is 6 Mackinac Road. The other two have already been heard in public hearing. People could have commented. The other 3 that we have in the pipeline are not going to be heard officially until the next meeting.
All right, well, if 6 Mackinac Road is the only really new one, is there anyone here for that? Who do we have? Mercer?
It was replacing a frost wall and piers.
Is anyone
And the
here for
driveway.
6 Mackinac Road? Well, so
If
We
there
could-
is somebody, we can schedule like I say, it hasn't been heard publicly. We can set a site visit and then we can make sure that the agenda is posted appropriately
Alright.
for the next meeting.
all right. All right. Anything
If-
informal? Is there
If
anybody?
they are here and they're trying to speak up, just make sure you're not muted.
Yeah, Ron and Sally,
Yes,
Mark Volk. Yeah. So is Levin Lazarus not on?
they're on for the next meeting.
And that we're also gonna do 19. 19, yeah, what the hell is that? Yeah, uh,
Lakeview.
Yeah, Lakeview. Thank you. Yeah, mind block there. That's going to be on that meeting
Yes.
also.
Yep.
All right. I don't think that's a big deal. So, can you please?
No, 11 is on for this one.
Yeah, I thought so.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. I'll hang
but
on
Lakeview,
then. Thank
Lakeview
you.
is not.
That's fine. I talked to the client today. They're okay with that. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay. First one, Bernard Hahn, that's pending. Graylock Design to be withdrawn. 82 Interlaken Road.
We just
White.
needed to hear from Natural Heritage on that.
Brett, you heard anything from National Heritage?
We have, it was actually a day or two after our last hearing. We have submitted that as well as our Tri-Town Health approval. And I think that was the only outstanding items from our last hearing before you could vote to approve the project. And just one thing I wanted to clarify from an email correspondence that I had with Sally is the stormwater permit was submitted, and we do have essentially all the same plans for the notice of intent are the same plans for the stormwater permit here. So just wanted to make that clear that a vote for the
Right.
project today could encompass both.
And,
All right.
and that will be heard at the next meeting. We'll go through the stormwater.
Well, everything for the stormwater is the same thing for the notice of intent.
Right, but it was advertised for the next meeting.
Are you sure that wasn't on the last agenda?
Yeah,
Because I knew we submitted the signature page after we had received that from the client, but I believe we had submitted all the stormwater report and all the calculations with the original November filing. I thought that was always posted as a notice of intent stormwater.
I have it as upcoming business.
Well, in this case here, a vote to order to issue the order of conditions and a positive recommendation on the special permit that allows us to move forward with our
Okay,
Lake Pond Overlay District next week, and then I would accept the fact that it's the same plan is that would be a formality at your next meeting when you
Yeah.
sign the order of conditions. Is that a fair?
yes, yep,
Okay.
sure.
That sounds fine. You want us to vote on a positive determination on that for you, or to?
Yeah, we had pretty much voted at the last meeting. We just were waiting for Heritage to comment.
Which they have saying there will be no prohibited take, which is the last finding, the last information we needed before you could formally close your hearing and vote to
Right.
approve.
All right.
And Sally, can I just ask in the future, with regards to stormwater applications, I saw that, I don't know if that's are you discussing the stormwater bylaw in general this evening, or is that just simply identifying that the stormwater permit will be approved at the next meeting for this site because of the way it was advertised?
Right, that's it, yeah. So we need a motion to close the hearing on 82 Interlaken Road.
All right. Could we have a motion from someone, please?
Make a motion, we close it.
Second? Second?
I'll second.
Any other discussion? Do we have a vote? Aye.
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 Oh,
Jamie?
Jamie's here.
Hi, guys.
Patrick, you're
Patrick?
muted. You're muted, Patrick.
Aye.
Okay, thank
All right,
you.
he's voted. Aye.
Thank you all very much.
All right. Oh,
So 11 and Lazarus, that was the garage that we went and did the site visit on?
And
One
Sally, you
vote.
went to it.
Yes.
It's a 16 by 22-foot single car garage with a studio up above it. It's 116 feet away from Mackinac Lake, but still in your your bylaw, stormwater, your wetland bylaw area. Sally and Ron looked at it. It's all in an area that's lawn and in driveway right now. The planning board stopped there today. We had a site visit, so for the LPOD, so I think they seemed like they were pretty good with it.
Yeah, Nancy said that they were fine with it.
Okay, so I don't think I have to explain too much more of it. There's a little bit of utilities within the 100-foot buffer zone connecting to the existing house, but it's a separate single car garage addition on pretty flat ground. Erosion controls are proposed.
I have no problems with it.
Me either.
So should close the hearing. Have a motion? Hello? I make a motion to close the hearing.
I'll second it.
All right. Any objections or discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Jay?
I said aye.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
All right, on that one. 6 Mackinac Road. This is a new one.
Yes,
Anyone
would-
here?
we would probably want to do a site visit on this one.
Do we have a contact number?
We have a contact, yes. It seems pretty straightforward, but we would need somebody to talk to us about it a little bit. I'll get in touch with Mr. Mercier and ask him to come to the next meeting.
Either that, or if you can set up a site visit, then give me a call back.
Okay,
We'll see if we get a couple more people, but
all right, I'll email him.
all right. Any other business here?
We had that, we had the one request for a certificate of compliance from Mr. Sanderson, but he found it. So we're all set with that.
Sally, can we get the order of conditions for BSO, please?
It's in my garage at the moment. It will be out this week.
All right, they're looking to get going on that work, so if you can
Okay.
move that, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Getting signatures has been a little complicated.
All right, well, they just want to get going, so I'm just
I
pushing.
get it.
All right,
I think it's
All right.
all set.
all right. Thank you all. Bye.
All right, Mark, thank you. All right, going to have more to sign here, so if you haven't been to Sally's garage door yet, inside the garage door, there are signatures needed on paperwork. And by the looks of things, there were 3 there, partially signed on some of them.
Yep.
Um,
I think they're all ready. I think everybody's signed. I didn't check today, but I will get them out this week.
Did you get Mark Stinson's letters about the turnpike?
No.
Hang on.
Is that the one about how it was just supposed to be the map?
Yes.
They want us to reissue it.
Which one is this?
About
It had to do with the only thing we had jurisdiction over was confirming the boundaries or something.
Yeah.
And so they sent an email asking us to reissue a new order of conditions.
Invalid determination. There, wait a minute, let me read it. Mass DEP received this determination issued by the Stockbridge Commission for a Mass DOT RDA for approval of resource area boundaries. The only question that was asked in the RDA and all that was required by the regulations is for approval of the boundaries. Commission issued a -2, 3, and 5 for that. These are regulations, I guess. The committee has no legal ability to regulate work submitted under 3010 CMR 10.03 as long as the applicant is in compliance with the regulations of that section. The only question the commission has the legal ability to answer are the boundaries. Please correct this determination and reissue according to the regulations. Mark Stinson.
Okay,
So we overcompensated. That came.
that would be a matter of opinion, but whatever.
That came January 11th.
Okay, I'll look for it. Like I said, I'm having everything but computer issues. And I was informed by Hewlett Packard that my computer was not going to arrive until the beginning of February. It was ordered the beginning of November. Before I knew that my grandson broke my computer.
Sally, the town ordered, the town has laptops now for, all the secretaries, I believe. That's what Mike Canal said.
Okay, well, I haven't seen it.
I just sent him an email asking for one.
Might be a timely thing.
I think it was under the CARES Act.
Okay. Well, I don't have, I don't have all my stuff on it, which is another issue. So,
Upcoming business, Stockbridge Stormwater Bylaw on 82 Interlaken Road. That's what we were just talking about with
Yeah.
White.
that should be a rubber stamp.
All right.
Yeah.
Request for determination of applicability for 16 Yale Hill tree removal,
Yep.
a butternut tree.
Mm-hmm. We probably should just go out and take a look at it.
All right. I'll do a drive-by tomorrow. And 19 Lakeview Drive, notice of intent. Demolition, replacement of existing house and site work. Foresight.
Yep. So that'll be heard at the next meeting.
Have you got any paperwork on that yet, Sally?
Yes,
Okay.
but it wasn't in time to be advertised for this meeting.
All righty. Sally, you want to show, do you have any way of holding that real brochure up to the screen?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know, maybe it's gonna be rough, I know. You're not gonna be able to see it.
What is it?
It came from in a tax bill for a house that I don't own anymore. It came as from the Conservation Commission. It's, yeah, but you can't read anything, so don't bother.
No, hold up the headline, the top 2 inches of the front.
If you pin the tab, you can see it.
What's it say? Lanesboro? Lanesboro Conservation Commission.
Homeowner activities in the Massachusetts Wetland Protection Act.
Okay, so,
And it's basically a what we do, how to do it type thing. It needs some adjustment, let's put it like that. But it can't, it's sent out to homeowners. So, you know how we say, call us or talk to us if you have questions? Well, this basically is answers to questions you might have. It's not all the answers, nor would it be all the questions, but it's a nice starting place. And I thought maybe the town of Stockbridge could come up with something like that. And put it in the box outside of Ned's office with the other paperwork, and they could take it and understand what we do, kind of.
I think that's an excellent idea.
So,
Hey, Sally, can you send me a photo of the front and back?
Yep.
Thank you.
I can print some more of those up and bring them down the town. Well, like, somebody can meet me at the door and can hand them in the door, and either that or I can mail them to all the members and get input from you people.
I can scan it, Ron,
All right.
I
Are you
think.
sure your computer's working that well?
No. But I can do it in town hall.
All right. Yeah, if we could send that out to, maybe selectmen as well. And get an opinion, and then we can go from there. And maybe we get 1,000 of them printed if we determine that's the way to go. And it'll be a handout type thing.
Well, this one looks like it was printed on their, their in-house copier.
Oh, that might be mine from my in-house copier,
Oh, okay.
because I got 3 of them now, and I only had 1 to start with, so.
Oh, okay.
I like the idea of inserting it in the tax bills, though.
That way everybody gets one.
Yeah.
I thought maybe the town report, but also the tax bill, or either or.
When are the tax bills going out next? God forbid.
Hey,
April.
Yeah, no,
April.
they need to go out before then. I mean, not the tax bills.
Patrick, is this something you can talk to your other selectmen about? I'll send it to you.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
This can just be a
if
start.
you can just take a photo with your cell phone, I can scan it and turn it into like a text document.
Okay. Can do that.
It just occurred to me that we have this money in our account, and I don't know if the restrictions on the money in the account would prohibit us from spending some of that money to create a mailing apart from the tax bills, just to send to all the property owners in the town of Stockbridge. But I would encourage that before the tax bills go out in May.
It would be, I think it would fall under the upholding of the Wetlands Protection Act criteria for using the money.
Well, I mean, I'm for getting it out before the May tax bills go out. I mean, I don't know about anybody else.
My only thought was, everybody gets a tax bill. If it was, there's work involved with this either way to address it. I don't even know where to get it printed. It's not something we can probably do in town hall, so there may be an expenditure there.
Quick print, probably.
Yeah.
No.
No?
I can get 10,000 of them printed for $300 down in Woburn, Massachusetts. Don't ever go to
Okay.
unless you want to get ripped off.
Well, keep it local, though.
I'd love to keep it local, but you keep it local and the town spends the money, or we spend the money.
Well, we're not even to that stage yet, so this is step 1, step 2. When you get it, take
Ron,
a
you
look.
might also want to get a copy to the Stockbridge Board Stewardship, committee, just to see if they have any, other information they want to get related to wetlands in there. I don't know.
Well, Patrick, once you get a copy of it, you have our permission to make a billboard if you want.
Okay.
Any other business?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I have something that I'd like to ask, but I'm not sure it's appropriate to ask in a public format. I think I've thrown the question out to Sally. But the fact of the matter is that what I'm wondering is that looking through all of the documents that we got from the court, there was no reference to any one of us being notified as to when the test areas were going to be tested. And, I would like to know, because I would like to go, even if I have to go out on a rowboat and watch how they do this. And my reasoning behind this, sorry to beat a dead horse, but is because they overdosed Goose Pond. And that was Solitude, same company that's dealing with Stockbridge Bowl. And I think that there needs to be some observation about what they're doing when it comes to doing the test plots in Stockbridge Bowl. Now, is that something we need to go to town council about? Is that something we need to go to Stockbridge Bowl about? Or Jamie, here comes the onus on you without bringing the Conservation Commission into it. Is that something that the Lake Stewardship Committee can find out and appraise me of?
John, I'm not sure
Can
that
I,
I can help you on that one.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear it.
I don't think I would have any more information than the rest of us.
How do we find this
Hey,
out?
John, on the test plots aren't going to get treated until 2022 at the earliest, and that's if they have milfoil to count next year. Obviously, the experiment doesn't work very well if they overdose the test plots, because then there won't be any of the native plants that aren't supposed to be susceptible to the fluoridone left to grow back, and they don't get a full lake permit unless they grow back. So I'm all for observing the 2022. I think that the most important one to observe, though, is if everything goes, according to what the agreement is, the 2024 observation, the final one.
Did anybody pick up on all that paperwork that there were 2 herbicides mentioned on a couple of those pages?
I did not.
They were only permitted to use one.
There's 2 mentioned.
The one was not permissible according to natural heritage. I forget what it was.
But
I did,
Ron, you're saying the agreement includes mention of 2?
in one of those attachments, and I'm not sure where it came from now. I had like 12 of them I went through today. And in one of them, the fluoridone and some other chemical was named, but I didn't really go through it word by word on the rest of and on the later stuff that only fluoridone.
The original filing had 2 chemicals, fluoridone, and I've forgotten what the other one is, but if somebody said
Yeah.
it. No. DEP and Natural Heritage did not permit the second one.
All right, well, if you get a chance, somebody else look that up again. I'll go through it again later on, make sure.
Well, I think it'd be a good idea to find out. And once again, be on site to see which one they use.
Well, fluoridone is the only one they're permitted to use.
Okay, so we get these great big yellow cans with a skull and crossbones on them to say this contains fluoridone. That's great. Well, I just like to follow them around when they do it.
Certainly you're privileged to, John.
Yeah, but if I don't know when, there's no point.
Yeah. Well, if we knew in advance, then we could have a sailing derby on that side of the lake. A sailing regatta.
Yeah, well, I already cut a canoe in half from Apollo in the midst of a Stockbridge Bowl or Mackinac Boating Club race. I wouldn't mind cutting them in half, but I'd rather have a wee Scott than a Mercury.
Okay, anything else for tonight, folks?
I don't think so.
Yeah, the planning board. The planning board wants to do a joint meeting with us. Marie or Christine, you're on. Did you guys pick a date?
You're both muted.
Marie, you're muted.
I think that, this is Christine, I think that Bill is going to be in touch with you, Ron, about, and with Sally about the agenda and moving forward. So you should be hearing from him. I thought maybe he would have done that today.
Bill is doing that, right, Christine?
Yes.
Yeah, Bill was supposed to get in touch with Sally to figure out something and get an agenda. And we discussed maybe doing it before or after one of your meetings or one of ours, you know, like on a Tuesday night, rather than a whole new night. But that was a discussion we have, and I don't remember. I think Sally and Bill were going to talk.
Okay, I haven't heard anything, but again, my computer issues are pretty significant. But you're asking me to give up Taco Tuesday at my son's house if I go for another Tuesday. I don't know.
Oh, well, we can maybe find a different time if you bring us.
Bill has some ideas on background information that we might want to put together before the meeting to make it productive. So I think that's where the discussion is, and then we can set a time.
That's fine.
Yeah, we thought if we had an agenda and we knew what we were going to talk about, it would be much better than just having a meeting and talking. You know, I think we need to have it organized so it saves time and saves everybody's. So we were hoping to get an agenda as to how we go about this.
All right. This is the best time of year because usually meetings don't go so long. Usually.
To drive home in the snow, right, Ron?
Yeah. Not gonna be any more snow. That's it for the year. Just like last year, one storm and done.
And warm, so we get our house done.
Yeah, there you go.
One more thing I have a question about is I came in late and I'm not too sure it wasn't addressed already, but that whole bailiwick that's going down on Mackinac Shores, what's going on? Has anybody pulled those rocks out, or are they still sitting there, and have we fined those people for violations, or what's going on?
Last time I was there, John, there had been no movement at all. And that was 10 days ago, maybe.
Yeah, I was there about the
Everything was
same.
just as it was.
Well, what are we gonna do about this?
Well, they were supposed to come back to us with some sort of plan of how they were gonna fix their mess. And we haven't heard anything.
Well, you know, can we say to them, you know, if we don't hear from you by Friday, you're gonna get $100 fine a day? Can we do something like that, or is that just beyond our purview? And don't give me any fluff.
It's not beyond our purview.
Well, then why don't we do it?
I'm not, I'm not opposed to it. I just have never done it before. I don't know. We'll have to go through legal counsel probably to make sure we do it right.
We need a new lawyer. Anyway, okay, well, you want me to take the lead on this? I'll get a hold of her.
Let's talk to the selectmen on that first. Patrick,
Yep.
if we as a group decide we want to find these people, we're gonna need some consultation how we go about this correctly.
No, I mean, I think that the Conservation Commission has authority under both the town and state, the bylaw and the Wetlands Protection Act to, you know, do daily fines. And Ron, you have access to Donna. I mean, I think I don't think you need our permission. I don't know exactly. I can ask Michael.
All right.
You know,
Let me get-
I think this might be a first step to, you know, being able to bring people into compliance when it comes to violations of 310 CMR. And if we don't do this, it's just going to be a repeat over and over again, not necessarily there, but everywhere, other places. And, you know, I hate to say, let's set an example, but that's the fact.
I mean, you could always just give them 30 days and say, fine, start after 30 days or something. Give them a time to cure the problem.
Oh,
10 days.
Patrick, we've given them 30 days to come up with a plan. And we haven't heard anything from them. We wanted to know.
Is this the first one or the second one that we're talking about?
Pardon?
Right.
Is this the first one or the second one that we're talking about?
We're talking about the boulders that are in there next to my neighbor's house.
Okay, that was because that was Foresight. And Steve Mack was here. He came in.
Well, they haven't done anything, Sally. So we need to do something.
Well, then we need to talk to Steve.
Well, when can we talk to Steve?
I can send him an email.
Well, can you
Yes.
copy us on the email?
I can.
That'd be great.
Just remember, though, you can't respond.
Yeah, no, I know.
You can
And Ron, why don't we
send,
talk tomorrow about maybe do a call with Donna?
All
you
right.
you can copy the commission. You just can't, you can't elicit an opinion.
Yeah.
It's informational, it's okay.
Right. I'd like to address this to Joe DeGeorges. Sorry, Joe, but hi. You've been on the Concom longer than I have, and I would like to know what your opinion is of what's going on down there. Have you seen this bailiwick or no?
I have seen it, John. I don't know anything about what's going on.
Well, they've ignored us.
I think, yeah, I think what Sally said is, you know, to get a hold of Steve Mack. He's the person that's, I guess, handling the permitting, and I think I would do that route. It's my guess.
All right.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. But
I think we
would
should
like-
be cautious also to talk about a property that's not on the agenda. But Ron and I can talk to Donna tomorrow.
I'll get back to you.
It's still open though.
Right.
It's still an open application. And then we can talk about it because it is still an open application and they're in violation at the moment.
Well, sooner or later, the lake's going to freeze there, and the next excuse is going to be, well, we can't pull them out because the lake's frozen. You know.
Actually, John, I think almost at this point, it might be better to leave them there so there's no more bank erosion until spring, and then they can go in there and do more work or fix it or come up with whatever, put back what they took out. But if they take those out of there now and don't do something else, it's not going to be good.
Right.
So
But Ron, they presented us with some plans. And the plans didn't include the 9 boulders.
no,
And all of a sudden, we're looking at the 9 boulders, which is a violation or a deviation from their plan. And we're just going to sit around and do nothing. I mean, we have to do something here. That's our job. Even though we
Yeah,
don't
but
get paid to do
John,
it.
they can't do anything further until we give them permission.
Well, then we need to give them permission to get the damn things out of there.
We did give them permission.
Well, then nothing's happened. So why don't we fine them? Why don't we tell them
Well,
that
we
the
can,
fines-
I would suggest that we get in touch with Steve and say, hey, what's happening?
The
Yeah.
other thing, John, there was a stop work order, wasn't there, Sally?
Yes, but we lifted it.
It was officially lifted. Okay.
Well, I'm not going to let this go. So somebody's got to understand that.
Our fault was we didn't give them a time frame, a deadline.
That's right. We
So-
need to do that.
So we'll get back on that.
Soon.
All right, anything else? If not, I'll make a motion to close the hearing.
I'll second it.
Actually, one last thing. Sally, did we address the farm issue?
Which farm?
Oh, Highland.
Mm-hmm.
We got an anonymous tip that Highland is not conducting its business according to understood farm practices in terms of, I guess, having manure runoff and stuff.
It was manure
But when-
spreading in the winter months, which is,
When queried, the person would not give his or her name. Not that we would mention it in public hearing anyway, but this person was hesitant to come forward with any more details on this, which makes it complicated for us to address it. To say nothing of the fact that Highland is in Stockbridge, Lee, and Lennox.
right.
So-
And we don't want to suggest that it's true. We have no idea. We haven't
Right.
done anything yet.
Well, I've seen the manure spreaders out there. I mean, they're to the right of
Well-
7 as you drive to Lennox.
But that's Lennox.
No, as you drive to Lennox, before you get to entering Lennox sign,
And isn't that Lee?
That's
oh,
considered
it may well be Lee, but the fact of the matter is the watershed's going into Stockbridge.
Well, we need a whole lot more information than that to go forward. It's, I'm not saying that this person doesn't know what he or she is talking about, but I'm saying we don't know what she's talking about, or he. I don't know anything about best farm practices. I don't know if anyone here does. And I'm just not sure how we would address such a thing.
I've seen manure spreaders out there on the snow for as long as I've gone by farms, so I don't know if there are now rules and regulations prohibiting it or if that's just farm practice, so I wouldn't even know who to ask.
I think you might want to contact the Mass Department of Agriculture because they have people that work on specifically these kinds of issues and can address your problems. I don't have a contact person right off the top of my head, but I certainly could find someone that would be helpful if that is a good idea.
That would be great.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's 330 CMR is the regulation. I mean, we can also just read it. Maybe that can be our homework for the next meeting.
But I think the issue is, do we know how they're doing what they're doing? And if what they're doing is in our town or somebody else's, it's a complicated issue.
Yeah,
All right.
we could also
research.
reach out to the other conservation commissions.
We could. If we have a better idea what we're talking about, then I think we should contact Lee and Lennox and say, hey,
Am I assuming this is along Route 7 and 20, or along Route 7? Just before you get to the town signs?
the complaint was so vague. I don't know, this person purported to know something about farm practice. But it was very unspecific as to what the farm practices were that were not being followed.
Can you share that email with us? I mean, not right this second, but can you share that email with us so we can look at it ourselves?
Yep.
That'd be good. I still think that there needs to be a monitor of some sort, a coliform monitor put underneath the culvert on Bean Hill Road. Been banging on that can for 2 years and nothing's happened, but I believe that that will shed some serious light on why we had the little bloom that we had, year before last.
Well, the testing that they did, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago, did not indicate that there was any kind of increased nitrate or nitrogen runoff in that part of the lake. So I don't know.
All right, no.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's something. I just don't know.
Well, I think when the ground is frozen like it is now, and they're out there with manure spreaders and we get a rain event, that, a COVID, or not COVID, a monitor underneath that culvert might tell us something that we'd really like to know.
Yeah, I'm adding this document to the chat. Just search for snow in it. It gives you all the regulations.
Search for what? I'm sorry.
Search for the word snow in what I'm about to share in chat. You can just click on it, and I've got to go back to Zoom. Hold on. Do we have chat? Let's see. Chat. There we go.
I don't see anything, Patrick.
I don't either.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how I start a chat. Left panel. Start a new chat. I don't know.
You usually hit everyone.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing, Patrick, you're about 3 steps ahead of me.
I'll just send it to everybody by email.
Okay, that's
All
probably
right.
better.
Okay, I'm gonna try one more time. Any other business we should discuss tonight? Oh, I got something that showed up.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there it is. If I click on this, I'm gonna lose everybody, I'm sure. Oh, lost it. Don't know where it went.
I got it.
I got it.
I got it, but I can't click on it.
Click on the link in the chat. Should open up another window.
I'm a digital moron.
I did and I didn't.
I mean, I can read this, but I'm not sure I can understand it.
You can send it to your Google Docs if you have that on your computer.
Not this one.
If you have a Mac.
Aha. Lo and behold. 11 pages?
Well, we're not gonna read 11 pages tonight, folks.
I think the issue though is what farm practices are violating this this regulation, and I have no idea.
Sally, it could be siltation, for example.
Well, it could be a lot of things, but I
Yeah,
just
right.
I don't get it.
Well, look, first of all, we don't know that they're doing anything, that
No,
is
we
a
don't.
violation. Just a quick cursory review says if the soil's frozen, or if there's more than a half inch of snow, or if the grade is more than 7%, 2% or 7%, depending upon different issues, then it's in violation. So, it could be that there could be fields on a hill, for example.
Can we send this
But I
doc,
think we should just look it over and, evaluate.
can we send this document to Hylon?
I
They're
think we
not
could
gonna
just
look-
call them and ask them.
They're not gonna look at it.
If I were Hylon, I would look at it.
Yeah, well, why don't we clarify? I'll read through this tomorrow and call Rebecca and see if we can clarify what the issues are and come up with a plan.
Good idea.
Can you share the results with us?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. Someone want to make a motion?
Make the motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good night.
Good night,
Good night.
all.
Good night.